Morning. Sorry for the wait. I see everybody in the chat. I'm going to proceed. Good morning. Good morning, jurors. Good morning. I do apologize. Mama like to gossip on Sundays, okay? Mama is long-winded. When I say mama is long-winded, I believe she tries to interrupt my morning right before she heads to church up around here, okay? Good morning. Good morning. The notifications just went out. The judge is behind due to my mother being long winded on this Sunday. Sunday. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, guys. Y'all know we don't come up here and stand on business unless it's an emergency, okay? We're going to be talking about Candace Owens up around here today, okay? If you have been living under a rock, Candace Owens is on the docket, okay? She's on the docket today. Now, listen, this ain't no bashing. We're going to state a few facts because at the end of the day, what I'm witnessing is a young lady who's mourning the death of her friend, okay? Charlie Kirk. Good morning, Chad. All the way from Australia. That's right. The judge is worldwide. Let them know, Chad. Let them know. So we're going to be chatting about Candace Owens. I understand that this is not the type of content a lot of you like. Now, everybody has a right to their opinion. Y'all know this is the court of hood and gutter. So we will take your opinion under consideration, okay, until we lay the hammer down. Let's be clear. But at the end of the day, this is a young lady, in my own opinion, who is absolutely traumatized about what's been going on in reference to her friend Charlie Kirk being simply murdered. Okay, that's all we're gonna say. We're gonna call it what it is up around here. Good morning, Plotter. How are you? Make sure y'all smash the like button. I was looking for 20 likes, but let me tell you something. I'll take all the likes I can get. Good morning. If you have a few moments to spend with the judge this morning, I'm going to break down why I am rocking with Candace Owens, why we must protect the freedom of speech, and why just because we don't like somebody, for the love of God, does that mean we shouldn't support her cause by trying to find out exactly what the heck happened to Charlie Kirk, right? So it's a lot going on. And as you can see in the actual title, people are saying that when Candace did her friend Charlie Kirk video, and you guys can go run up over there because I am a subscriber. She is currently at 5 billion. I meant to say 5 million supporters. And shout out to Candace Owens. And another thing, the reason why the judge gonna rock with her, because the judge is a Taurus the bull, okay? I already done told y'all, don't mess with Dame Dash. I'm going to be talking about him tonight or tomorrow. And don't mess with Candace, okay? They are official Taurus the bulls, okay? Now, I'm the original Taurus. That's right. I'm a lot older than the both of these folks. But at the end of the day, she's a Taurus the bull. And one thing about Candace Owens, what we see is her boldness, her fearlessness, and the fact that she got all the clout right now. I mean, I don't know whether it's good or bad, but it appears that every time this young lady go live, but that's only that I can aspire to be. You know, the judge is keeping it cute. I ain't buying no bots up around here. I ain't buying no fake engagement. I ain't around here doing none of that. But Candace, every time she hit the live button, somebody's listening from somebody's country, because this young lady clocks a live in at no less than 4.2 million, 3 million views, 4 million views. What's up, Scorpion? The judge that made it. I told y'all my mother was long-winded this morning. I pray that she arrived to church safely and leave me alone till tomorrow. Amen. What I meant to ask my mother what color hat she had on this week. Ain't that what our parents be doing, child? You look up, they come out with a whole snow bunny white hat on. They got the brown hat on. They got the orange hat on. Knowing my mother, she got the red one with the little tassels dropping down. What's up? What's up, Scorpion? If you'd like to be a blessing to the show, guys, we're a $sign Dairy Vet Show. We don't do a whole bunch of begging up over here because we like what we do. Now, be advised, we got to pay StreamYard too up around here. Otherwise, we'll be coming around here vertical 24/7. Anyway, regardless of how you feel about Candace Owens, as I was saying, this lady lives her life unapologetically. And I love it. Okay. She's a mother. She's a wife. Okay. I told y'all she had she has a handsome husband that's hitting up over there. I told you the man looked just like Jesus. Lord have mercy. He got the prettiest blue ocean eyes. For real, for real. I don't know how she's on live all day because I'll probably be somewhere staring in his eyes. He'd be like, lady. Anyway, Candace, I do apologize. Anyway, she got a fine husband up over there. And I don't know if Candace has 3 or 4 children, but Candace been getting busy. Even more of a reason why the judge, and look, I don't care who get mad. This is my own court, hood and all. I am rocking with Candace Owens, okay? Good morning, Candace. If you're feeling froggy, you can shuffle some of those 4.5 million subscribers up over here, okay? We are a Candace Owens Taurus the Bull. She was born April the 29th, okay? The judge is born April the 30th. That lets you know. Don't mess with it. You want to rumble with the bee? Anyway, go and smash the like button, guys. That's the only way that will remain in these streets. He is very pretty. Yes, he is. Gorgeous, baby. Yes, indeed. But Candace, we're not going to, we don't want your man. Okay. Some of us are trying to get rid of a few of them that we got now up around here. Okay. We don't need no more. Anyway, it's been some stuff going down, y'all. I've been sitting back and I've been watching stuff from Benjamin Netanyahu. I guess that's his name. He done spoke out. He done spoke out. Okay, Candace had made some allegations alleging that Charlie Kirk was murdered due to his stance on Israel. Okay, now we ain't gonna dig up and all that because y'all know you keep saying Israel too many times. They say they show up around here. In the words of Candace, let Candace have it that she's being monitored, attacked, stalked, and everything else. Okay, but she has not deterred from her fight of simply trying to get justice for her friend Charlie Kirk. The CEO of Turning Point USA. Y'all know he passed away recently. So Candace is in a crisis. Should we be praying for Candace? Because recently in the last couple of weeks, y'all, Candace been dropping so much stuff till I'm scared, okay? Candace had an inside scoop as far, and I'm gonna give you a really quick incident like what I'm trying to explain to you guys here. And I'm going to slow it down because I want to walk through this. Okay. Make sure you thumbs up the video. I appreciate you. We're talking about Candace Owens. Will she need our prayers up around here? Should we get behind Jimmy Kimmel and Candace Owens? All in the matter of protecting free speech and protecting the freedom of speech. But listen, y'all remember during Charlie Kirk's unalivement, there was a young man up around there taking the camera down. So Candace was all on that. I'm gonna play the clip of that. Everything is audio based under fair use here on YouTube, but we're gonna play a clip of that because Candace ended up knowing the dude that right after Mr. Kirk was shot. There was a young man that stepped up in there with some shades and a hat on, and I find this to be quite suspicious. Okay, somebody just got shot. But your first instinct was to get up in a chair and pull the camera, okay? The B-roll footage. Make it make sense. Candace found that odd, and I absolutely found that odd as well, okay? Because I know the importance of securing a crime scene, okay? Nobody is to come through near unless you're authorized. Now, why was that dude directly after Charlie Kirk's assassination, murder? Why was he up there trying to secure a camera? Okay. And we'll get into what Candace felt that was suspicious about that. Like I told you guys that she's alleging there's a cover up. Charlie had some issues with some people that he was sort of at a turning point in his life. He was going to take several stances and different stances on different topics, focusing. If it was my camera, I would grab it too. No. But I'm telling you, at this point, it was a complete crime scene. And I'm looking at it from the suspiciousness of it, okay? So that's the standpoint. But Candace ended up knowing exactly who the dude was. So we're going to break that down. But first, we're going to get to the point where a lot of people are alleging that Candace and Charlie were no longer friends. Okay, give you a quick backstory. Both of them came up in the political ranks. They had an understanding about politics and different things that's going on. Candace had her own beliefs as well as Mr. Kirk, and they sort of formed a friendship. Now, there's been a lot of text messages dropped and this, that, and the third, a whole bunch of things to prove that they were friends. However, there are certain people, such as a Mr. Bill Ackman, who's going around saying that Candace been cut off from Charlie. Okay, basically alluding to the fact that Charlie ain't dealt with Candace in a minute. I'm talking about yes. Okay, is this a thing of? Is this something that we should be concerned about? I don't think so, because ultimately I think what Candace is just simply trying to do is avenge the death of her friend. Okay. And I believe that she's at a point where, listen, I've never heard this young lady curse. Okay. When I tell you that it's that point over there with Candace Owens, and she realized that and recognized that the other day when I was watching one of the videos. Like I said, they were good friends. They worked together in the political field. Were they still friends up until his passing? Candace Owens is saying, yeah. However, there are other people that were involved in Charlie Kirk's life that's saying that no, due to Candace's stance on some things, that Charlie simply backed away. Will we ever know the truth? I don't know. However, is there an expiration date on friends? Okay. I know sometimes we all need a time out from certain friends every now and again. And I'm guilty of that, right? Scorpion and Luna. I am very much guilty of that. I will take a time out really, really quick. However, is this just a bunch of shenanigans to get us off of the trail? To me, Candace so far is doing a heck of an investigation. Of course, is of her own. And then there are a lot of people that saying that she's absolutely out of character. She's disrespecting the family with her conspiracy theories. Are they conspiracy theories? That is the question. All right, this is fair use. She's going to be talking about really, really quick, and we're going to start here. Good morning. That's okay. You was early. Did you put my coffee in the microwave dropping the tea? I actually ain't had my coffee. Between Mama and Maverick, your girl is tired, okay? Maverick requested to eat early. Then he got out there. Maverick is my dog, my little fur baby. He requested to eat early this morning. Then when we go outside, he went through every tree known to man and tried to pee on every tree. I don't believe he ever dropped a urine left in him, okay? Oh, it's a lot of work around here to be human. Happy Sunday, y'all. Make sure y'all smash the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so this is fair use. People are alluding. It's a shame this girl got to get up here. Then we're going to talk about her simply not going to the memorial service that's planned. She said absolutely not. She would not be there. It's a mess. It's a lot going on. All right. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Fair use.
This headline about me. I can't even
Daily Mail wrote this.
Victoria Churchill, who reached out, she writes, Candace Owens rages after being snubbed from the Charlie Kirk Memorial speaking roster. When did this happen? The lying here is actually making me uncomfortable.
She needs to bring receipts. Bill Ackman brought receipts. How long was that tweet? You're on the board of Turning Point?
Yeah.
No, when's the last time she was at a Turning Point event?
Not in many years. She would be in a perfect world if they didn't have this. What I already know was a very quiet breakup where she.
Now these are some of the people, guys, that are alleging that they were no longer friends. My thing is, does friendship have a timestamp on it? From the time you stop associating and affiliating, and maybe you lost your life. But is this an appropriate time? I got the feeling folks is trying to throw us up off a trail up around here. But I thought she was his friend. Yeah, she's saying that she was. However, she's not going to the memorial service. She's saying it's a lot of strange things going on, and she ain't with it. Okay.
You got to rabbit hole for him. She would be the logical heir to the TPUSA throne.
She's not there.
One of the names.
You don't think she'll be at the funeral?
No.
That's not the funeral.
The heir to the TPUSA throne.
She doesn't speak at the events anymore.
While I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good.
That is an absolute good idea. Okay. First of all, we're coming off the cups of the world being traumatized by watching this young man lose his life. And then you already done put some conspiracy theories up out here, Candace. The last thing we need you to do is be running around up in front of anybody right now. And y'all understand that she does not trust the feds for whatever reason. Okay. Thank you for my coffee. Yeah, she was friends, y'all, but she's feeling some way. She's saying that it's a lot of shenanigans, secret shenanigans, and she's not going nowhere.
I'm going to listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right thing for me to do right now. I mean, I'm not going to this memorial because it's strange. To lie like this is very strange. For context, just so you can realize how odd this is, I spoke at Turning Point's conference, 2 conferences last year. It's so easily, like I said, debunkable that you have to ask yourself why they are saying it. Here is me speaking on Turning Point USA's stage last year. And here's what I said, by the way, which got Charlie in a lot of trouble. It's not that difficult. America first. First name America, last name first. We put this country's interests before the interests of foreign countries overseas. All of them. I don't care. And yeah, Charlie got in trouble for the stuff that I said on stage. And then they came inward and told that I was not allowed to speak at AmFest. The donors were making threats.
So what she's basically saying that as of late of last year that she did 2 conferences. Y'all know these people have come out swinging. They are denying that they were affiliated with anything nefarious in reference to Mr. Kirk. They are just denying. I told y'all Mr. Netanyahu got up there and said he ain't had nothing to do with it, which I find that quite odd to be responding to somebody like Candace Owens. I was shocked that he was abreast, even that it was being said. Once again, this is her own opinion. You know, you might call it a conspiracy theory and this, that, and the third, but it's still freedom of speech. What crime is she committing by her own ideology? Okay. My thing is like this: make it make sense. Does anyone trust the feds? Speak for yourself, DTT. You don't know who listening up around here. Hey, feds, I love you. I love you. That's right. I'm going to try to catch up on my taxes. Let's be clear around here. You never know who watching. We just doing a little bit of chatter. Yes, indeed. No worry. Don't worry about our live around here. We're just trying to make it and live day by day. But anyway, we're having a conversation because we will respect, okay, the freedom of speech up around here. Make it make sense. This young lady now has to prove that she was Charlie's friend. For the love of God. Fair use.
But like, I went on tour with Turning Point last year. It's still on their website. It's so this is like the strangest thing. And then when you look into who's writing these articles, like Victoria Churchill, you know that she has a connection to AIPAC. So AIPAC is pushing this. Here she is, starting off 2018 in DC, and she's got a picture of herself. If you can scroll down. You can see this.
Anyway, she's going off. Y'all know how, like I said, y'all have to excuse Candace. Candace is a Taurus, the bull. Now she going off on a rant on this young lady. But listen, man, let's be clear about a few things. Let's back it on up, okay? Now, we are aware that a lot of these people are alleging after Candace decided to say, no, my friend was murdered. My friend was killed. There's a cover up. There's this. She's shaking the jar that's red and black. She said that, basically Candace is like, her friend was murdered. She's not going to the memorial, which is quite sad. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that Candace is at a place right now where she doesn't trust anybody. Okay. Now I'm a little concerned why Mrs. Erica Kirk has not stepped up in reference to Candace. I mean, she didn't make a statement. We watched her make a statement vowing to get justice for her husband, Mr. Charlie Kirk. We watched that, but we have yet to see her put out a statement because they're coming at Candace Owens from all ends, man. Let's be clear about that. And Miss Erica Kirk is the new CEO. She's taken over the realm from her husband's work. But why hasn't she made a statement? Something in reference to maybe Candace has always been Mr. Kirk's good friend. Can't leave Candace alone. Like, we really gonna need something from Miss Kirk, Candace. Otherwise, it appears that you be fighting this battle by yourself. Now, listen, there's a lot of turning points up in this situation here, and that's no pun intended. There's a lot going on, okay? Y'all know Candace Owens is fresh in the middle of a lawsuit with the Macrons, okay? Candace is alleging that Brigitte Macron was born a man. Miss Brigitte Macron and Emmanuel Macron vowed to fight Candace in court, and they're stating that those are false allegations and they will prove it. I guess they're gonna do a body and cavity search, okay, a strip search. Let me see what you said in the chat. Yeah, I believe the safety issue after what just happened to Charlie. Yeah. But like I said, I'm a little concerned that his wife has not spoken up for Candace. Candace is up here taking all kinds of shots. From the fact that people are questioning their friendship, the fact that she's putting it out there, a lot of things that she found odd, okay? A lot of things. So we're going to get ready to get on to, let me just look at my notes. We're going to get to the camera. Why was it suspicious? Now, I know we laughing and joking and we basically was like, oh, yeah. I know we basically was like, oh, yeah, we definitely would, try to cover ourselves or, pull out camera. But remember, right after the moment he was shot, it became a crime scene. Everything should have been secured. Nothing should have been touched. Nobody should have been allowed in or out. That's how you secure a crime scene. You understand what I'm saying? Everything should have been preserved when this went down. So when the feds came up in there and did their investigation. Now, Candace did a live, and make sure y'all go over there, like, share, comment, and subscribe. She did a recent live. She wanted to find out who moved the camera that was directly behind Charlie Kirk's head when he was on a live. Listen to this footage.
Anymore because they're so disgusted by what he said. That's what I want. I want us to be.
I do apologize. I'm going to start over. There we go.
Smash
the like button.
And I reach out to somebody on the inside and I'm just like, interesting. So let's jump right back into this.
Here we go.
Welcome back to Candace. For us to remember is to study, right? That's what I learned at grade school. That's what we're doing right now.
Candace
we're studying this and learning everything. Let's at first address what many people have been emailing me constantly, asking me, Candace, you gotta look into this, Look at these two strange men. We're gonna refer to this as Cameragate. It's Cameragate. And I wanna say this, shout out.
Okay, she's speaking about directly after the shooting. Okay, there was a camera set up right behind Mr. Kirk that was sitting in that tent, all right? If you guys have not seen it, run over to Miss Owens. Candace, episode 239. Okay, you can get a full picture. This is a vertical live.
Out to all of the internet sleuths, the TikTokers, the YouTubers, those of you who are not playing around and you noticed this because I did not in the beginning. But yes, as I said, there's an individual who is at first, in the moments just after the shooting, he's like up on the rocks near the car that Charlie gets taken away in while he's being carried away. Let's take a look at that footage actually first. So let's look at that footage. And don't worry, there's no gore in this episode. It's difficult for me to even look at that sort of footage. Take a look.
It was alarming.
You can see Charlie's there.
Okay, they were rushing him out.
And one of you guys caught this. You probably didn't even see it there. And we can get in a little closer. Do you guys have it slow it down, or you guys just want to circle here? Okay.
All right, so they were pretty much dealing with trying to get Charlie in the vehicle to take him to the hospital, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Fair use commentary. Make sure you smash the like button. I appreciate you. Happy Sunday, Jers.
Internet sleuths. As I was like, wow, that is very strange. That person appears to be calmly talking into their phone. It's like a circus around them. What's he doing? Who's he speaking to? Then, just a couple of minutes afterward, that same individual appears alongside another individual, and he moves Charlie's chair. That's a crime scene. That's not good.
Yeah.
And he moves it because he wants to stand on it as he takes.
And be advised, as I stated, okay, There was nothing that was supposed to be retrieved, moved, nothing. You got to understand, this was minutes after Mr. Kirk's passing away or being shot. It was minutes. Who does that? I watched the video. The guy didn't have any gloves on. He had shades on, just like he was up there getting ready to cook breakfast. It was no sense of urgency. There was no sense of shock. There was no sense that he was having a conversation on his cell phone, like somebody was directing him to do certain things. That's why it was suspicious.
Down the cameras, or the camera rather, that is just above Charlie's head. That's the camera that I'm talking about on the right-hand side. That's a camera that I'm referring to, and we are going to now take a look at him. And he is also the individual, as many of you pointed out, that was near Charlie.
Well, let me skip
Charlie
a
Kirk,
little
okay.
bit. All right, so the guy is retrieving the camera, guys.
So I know this person. It's been a few years, but I know this person. This person's been around Turning Point for quite some time, for years. Like I said, back when I was working at Turning Point, early days. So I'm just going to reach out. Obviously, I know this individual. I'm going to reach out and I'm going to say, hey, what's up with this? Where is this footage? Why did you do this? What were you doing up there on the rocks? What's up? Like, this is not the first thing I would do if I had just witnessed Charlie Kirk being shot. And I'll say this right now. He was extremely forthcoming. Like, as soon as I reached out, I just sent a text because I still had his number. And he was extremely forthcoming.
So the guy that immediately after shooting that got up in that chair, the chair that Mr. Kirk was sitting in, this is what's, listen, you guys have got to go to episode 239 so you can see the dude standing in the chair and the dude up over there removing the camera. You guys, this is, listen, if I just witnessed somebody getting shot down like that, there's no way that I will be just as calm. There's no way that I will be up there removing anything. Like, this, man, is quite alarming.
Forthcoming, immediately got onto the phone, and first and foremost, I should say, obviously, he's seeing all of these clips going viral, and he is fearful for his family. He doesn't have any security, and people are looking, and he said, look, as you can see in the footage, I was sitting right to the left or to the left of Charlie when Charlie got shot. And I instantly knew that he was not going to be okay. I instantly knew that he was dead.
Now that's suspicious right there. Mind you, she knew who the guy was, had his number. Candace ended up calling the dude. Like, yo, why did you get up there in the middle of all this chaos and up there? So the dude is up over here talking about he knew he wasn't going to make it and this and that. From the man using the phone and all that kind of stuff, it was very suspicious, very alarming, and strange, just downright strange. And the fact that nobody saw any blood, that makes it worse.
And I then, as you can see, people that are running, anybody that was in that zone ran to the back, and he caught his breath. He wanted to check in with and communicate to other people that were working with and around Turning Point USA. That's why he's on his phone, communicating to them what had happened. That's what he told me. Then I asked, okay, well, what about this camera thing? Why would you grab the cameras? And he says, because the first thing that I thought is that I better secure the footage and be helpful and hand that footage over to the feds. Well, obviously, that's where things get into a pickle with me because we don't trust the feds, right? I'm like, no, we don't trust the feds.
Candace, she not rocking with them feds at all. She not rocking with them feds. But the guy is saying that the reason why he took that camera down basically because he wanted to give it to the feds. I'm not buying it due to watching. Go to episode 239, man, on Candace's channel, Candace Owens. I'm not buying it. They had a mission, in my own opinion, looking at that crime scene and looking people just those two guys in particular that was standing back there. Criminal activity is afoot, and that's just in the judge's own opinion. Let's be clear.
So we don't got to do that. Just let me have the footage. I'm like, just send me the footage, please. Let me look at it. There's a lot of conspiracies that are floating around right now. People don't know what to believe. People are doing very, what I would say, credible videos, people that certainly have the credibility, are ballistics experts that are saying that what we see in the front is an exit wound, not an entry wound. I don't know one way or the other because I'm not an expert. I'm getting inundated with messages from people that hunt, people that are in the military.
So in a nutshell, it is just crazy. Like, so the guy basically justified why he disturbed that crime scene, why it was so important for him to grab that footage. I'm not buying it. I'm absolutely not buying it. Of all the people, and this was exactly what he did. No less than it wasn't even 10 minutes later. It was immediately after this tragic mess with Charlie Kirk happened that this man went into fight or flight mode and got up there in a chair while balancing and grabbed that camera. I find that to be quite suspicious, and I don't care what nobody say. If I just saw somebody be unalive right in front of me, there's nowhere in the world my first thought is, where's the footage? No, it'd have been like, for the love of God, call 911. Okay, so is there conspiracy? Is Candace right? Is there some right-wing, left-wing cover-ups? What is going on here? Why was footage on your mind when there was a shooter? Facts. Wouldn't you, your first thought was, let me jump down on the ground in case a bullet ricochet back around. You feel me? It's not adding up. And when y'all go check out Candace Owens episode 239, right up in the 9-minute mark, so you can get a look at exactly what this guy and another guy was standing up over doing. They were on a mission and they had an assignment in the judge's own opinion. Okay, I don't know why those young men reacted that way to all the chaos that was going on. Is Candace right? Is people being silenced? Candace has no receipts but hollering. And dropping the T said maybe. Is there a conspiracy here? Is she right about it? Is she wrong for trying to avenge her friend Charlie Kirk's death? Should we be praying for Candace Owens? Now, I know a lot of you guys, I respect your opinion. I know a lot of y'all don't like Candace. She's very much aware of that. And so am I as the judge. But ultimately, man, we have got to, this is the thing that I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of us being censored. I'm afraid of us being able to simply have the freedom of speech at our disposal. That's a problem. That is definitely a problem. Like I said, no matter how you feel about the situation, there's a lot going on. I believe they're getting ready to bury Mr. Kirk tomorrow, I believe. Is it tomorrow? Is it today? However, Candace has vowed that she will not be attending, the memorial service. Now, you know how people do, hurt people. And I believe she just, quite frankly, is still in shock, and she's hurt and angry, as she should be, because the world watched a lot of things that just should not happen in 2025. It shouldn't have happened then, and it's unacceptable now, okay? However, she should have a right to feel the way she feels. Like I said, she has almost she has 5 million going on 6 million up around here. She has almost 6 million people who believe in her cause, who's getting behind her. What will we uncover behind this investigation? Is there a Charlie Kirk investigation going on? Because quite frankly, we haven't really heard anything. Mr. Cash Patel, we hadn't heard anything. I know you've been getting grilled up there on Capitol Hill. We hadn't heard anything. How's this investigation moving along? I know we have one young man in custody. In my own opinion, the man was at the Dairy Queen. In my own opinion. Okay, let's be clear up around here. Anyway, and remember, AI is vicious. Okay, y'all see the power of AI up around here. It could be used for evil or it could be used for good. Now, was that Mr. Tyler Robinson around there to the Dairy Queen getting some ice cream? I'm Judge Shady Court. Listen, no matter how you feel, the facts are the facts. Should Candace Owens up her security? Should she continue to throw things out there and negate all her safety, her family safety? Should she continue to fight? Should Miss Erica Kirk come to her rescue and at least speak out, at least solidifying the friendship, if nothing else? What's their relationship like right now? However, it's so much to this story. And unfortunately, we can only break it down brick by brick. I enjoy all the commentary. I go and take little pieces from everything, trying to get the information. It's good to have a conversation. Remember, she's still a human being. She's a hell of a fighter, and she has every right to speak on the things that she feel passionate about. Okay. I believe that they were friends. It's just sometimes they were in different directions, and sometimes you do get pissed off with friends, and they have a different objective versus yours. And you heard Candace tease saying that she would get Charlie in trouble a lot and stuff like that. Man, is there a conspiracy? Is it a bigger picture to try to silence this young lady? I don't think America's going to deal with this anymore. I believe even with Jimmy Kimmel, I heard that they wanted Jimmy Kimmel before he was suspended. His show was suspended due to comments that he made about Kirk and Trump and things like that. Y'all know President Trump did say he basically was axed due to the low ratings, and folks saying they weren't buying that. They're saying that it's directly because he, popped off at President Trump. So we don't know. But we do know that Jimmy Kimmel is refusing to apologize. Hence, his show will stay dead. Okay. Anyway, protect the freedom of speech. This is Judge Shady Court. Remember, a heifer hooligan can never stand up for what you believe in. Fight for your rights. Candace Owens is bold. Candace Owens is fearless. Does it make her perfect? Absolutely not. However, somebody's listening. Somebody's always watching. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. And happy Sunday to you.